Hello, hello, loves. Happy whatever day of the week you are listening today. I hope you are catching this the day it's released because there is going to be a time-sensitive announcement in here. But firstly, I want to talk with you guys about how we feel about going after things alone and how to actually achieve more faster with ease. And I'm taking lessons today from the sprint king himself, Usain Bolt. So Usain Bolt is incredibly fast. There's no denying it. He ran actually the 400 meters in like 43.5 seconds, which is like, I can't even get a sentence out on this podcast. Not I can't even. I don't think you would want me to have my sentences out much faster than that. So it's like by the time I finished even just like this introduction piece, he's already like, whoosh, 400 meters done. So obviously he's a famous, world-renowned athlete, runner, crazy impressive. And yet, as I was playing around with looking at him, because I do like to take my inspiration from non-typical places as much as possible and look for obviously time hacking and looking to increase speed and how can we achieve more while doing less. I always am looking outside the box of the usual spheres. That's how I'm able to create something so unique and help my clients so much. So want to know what's faster than Usain Bolt? Usain in relay. Like, hear me out. His record for the 4 times 100 meters, so the same distance, 400 meters, relay is 36.84. That's like 20% faster. We're talking about like 45 point something seconds or 36 point something seconds. Like at that point as well, at that distance, at that closeness in time, getting a shorter time is so much harder. It's not like going from 40 minutes to 30 minutes walking. For me, I'm like doing my circuit, my walk around the park circuit. We're talking about going from 45 seconds to 36 seconds, like rounded, whatever. So it's wild. It's wild how much faster he's able to go. And that's because obviously he's an amazing sprinter, and we do talk about sprinting on this podcast. I do believe life is made up of not a marathon, but a series of sprints. But what if it's more than just a series of sprints? Or what if you want to optimize your performance in those sprints? You can train yourself and train yourself and train yourself. But what if there's like a hack, which is what we're all about on this podcast? And hello, there is. It's a sprint relay. And what I want you to think about here is, imagine yourself looking to achieve a goal, looking to get something done, and you are convinced you're the only person that can do all the things, and you're moving as fast as you can. And even when you optimize your time and hack your time and cut the bullshit and focus and create flow, and all of these amazing things are all happening, and then instead of it requiring you to optimize even further and squeeze yourself even tighter, like you've reached that point of for him, 45.3 seconds for 400 meters. And then the actual way to continue to optimize your performance is by incorporating other people and by acting as relay, right? It didn't require more from him. It didn't require different training. It might have required different training. I cannot confirm that, but he was able to optimize his speed by being in a relay. And I want you to think about how counter this is to a lot of the messaging that we've been told. I know a lot of the message that I internalized for a long time, which is like, oh, it's faster and better to do it by myself. It's faster and better to do it alone. I know even when I was starting my own coaching career, I actually didn't hire a coach for 2 years. My results showed it. I was also running a startup, but anyway, I was convinced that the best way to do it was by myself, and that for sure slowed me down. So for every one of you listening, I want you to really pause and think about what comes up for you when you think about getting help. It's a conversation we have a lot in my household, because I've changed my view on it so much to where I'm like, obviously I would get help. Even we have one baby, and spoke with my husband about bringing in an au pair once he gets a job. it seems super luxurious and super unnecessary, and like, lots, like, it's not about the struggle, it's about creating the ease as much as possible. And for me, that's something that creates ease, even though it's against everything I've been told. Maybe there's some mums listening to this that feel like, oh my God, I would feel so much guilt or shame or embarrassment if I was to do that with just one kid. It's a lot of the conversations I've been having with friends as well. It's the idea that it's better to do everything alone, it's morally superior. And I want you to think about how we've been over trained to care about how we do the thing instead of the results we are creating, right? It doesn't matter if you do everything all by yourself. Like, there's no award for that. There is an award for, or reward, I should say, for creating spaciousness and creating the results you want. For me, that's, plenty of rest for myself, plenty of attention and love for my baby, for my relationship with my partner, for my relationship to myself, for my business, for my community, for my clients. Continuing, I mean, you guys, if you've been watching, the last 6 months has been some of the most creative in my business, and I want to continue to be able to give that. So what are your thoughts about asking for help? Do you find it incredibly uncomfortable, and do you want to continue to find it incredibly uncomfortable? What might it cost you if you continue to think that the fastest and best way to do anything is to do it yourself? What might that actually create for you? What might it stop you from creating? What has it already stopped you from creating? I know these are some tough questions, and I'm asking them because they changed everything for me, from the indoctrination I'd had that it's better to do everything myself, that it doesn't count unless I struggle, but things take time, all of these things. But really, for me, it was a huge one, a huge source of pride in, like, I can do hard things and I'm willing to struggle and I can do it better than anyone. And it was all bullshit. Actually, if you are on my email list, on this note, we are going to be hiring and announcing some hiring opportunities. So if you are not on my email list, jump on over. You can just join at vickylouise.com/guide, and you will get the Stop Wasting Time freebies. And then you'll also be notified of the hiring announcement that's coming out very, very soon, which is super exciting. So yes, I'm all for getting help and all for relays. And that's why we are creating, this is the announcement, we have created, I should say, the Time Hackers Relay Sprint. This is happening from this week inside Time Hackers. Now, if you've been on my email list, you've already heard about it. If you've been on my socials, you've already heard about it. But if you are just a podcast diehard fan that doesn't like emails and isn't connected with me on socials, this is your first time hearing about it. Listen up. Here is what is going to be happening in the next 40 or so days. We are going to have every single day a 30-minute sprint. That's a Q&A, a live Q&A call being hosted by either myself or one of my Time Hacker coaches, an expert. So they had to submit videos that I gave them feedback on each video before being approved, on every single Time Hacker topic, right? It's like if you have been, I don't know, if you ever joined a program or had a goal and you started and you fell off the bandwagon, this is the solution. I'm always thinking about how best to help my clients achieve faster results with less drain from them and more fun and more enjoyment. And this is it. It's like, you come, we already have people joining this past week, joining so that they can take part and start this program. And with every single video inside Time Hackers, every single tool, you're going to get a 30-minute live Q&A call at no extra cost with a time hacking expert, an expert in that specific tool for you to ask questions, get coaching, see the tool in play. Like, your life will drastically change in 40 days. You'll become unrecognizable in 40 days. And you will not drop off and only do 5% of this program. It's literally the answer that I created when I sat with my brain of how can I help my clients get faster, better results. I really want you to think about, if you've been treating your life as a marathon and been allowing your goals to be treated as a marathon, and things are taking longer than you want them to, or not getting done at all, or you can't even clearly decide exactly what you want, then this is the answer. You really will achieve more in the next 40 days than you have done in the previous year. It's going to blow your mind. And it's not going to be because you're going to burn out. It's not going to be because you work longer hours. or get less sleep. On the contrary, you are going to be supporting yourself. You're going to be guided and held. You're going to be nourished and fueled by possibility instead of by fear and stress and pressure and all the things that keep you avoiding what you know you want for yourself, for your one truly precious life. So this is an invitation to join the Time Hackers Relay team. And I was going to say, and whether you are already in Time Hackers or not, some of my clients have been like, I want to do this. You guys are doing this. I would never add this and not invite my current clients to enjoy it. So if you want to radically change your life and really start creating your legacy that you know you want to be creating, and stop wasting your time and start using it better, and rest on the weekends and be able to switch off and be able to do the scary thing without needing to feel amazing 100% of the time, and be able to conquer perfectionism and people pleasing and all the things, and caring too much about other people's judgment and all the things that have been weighing you down, when you know you are capable of more. You know you are meant for more. Yes, there's still the voices. Yes, there's still the doubt. Yes, there's still the fear. Yes, there's still the uncertainty. All of that does not negate like a quiet, it might be super quiet inner knowing that you can do something, that you want to do, that you can live differently, that you can be really good with your time, that you can stop wasting it, that you can achieve more, that you can rest. It's okay to rest. It's safe to rest. Like, I really want you to think about trusting for once the tiny part of you, or maybe the huge part of you, that wants this, that is listening to this podcast for a reason, that is engaged with my content for a reason, that found this for a reason, right? I want you to think about what would be different if you were fueled by genuine self-trust, by actual kindness to yourself behind your decisions, by the belief that what you want isn't just maybe possible in some distant future, but it's done in 2023. I want you to think about what would be different if you knew how to create laser focus and clarity on demand, so you could stop decision flip-flopping, which is a term we were speaking a lot about on our last week's Time Hackers, not last week, the week before's Time Hackers coaching call. I want you to think about what would be different if you were like a decision-making ninja. You were just like slicing through, making those decisions, knowing your decisions don't need more time. They don't need to weigh on you. You don't need to carry around this backpack of rocks of unmade decisions, slowing you down, exhausting your brain, and not actually allowing you to move forward. I want you to think about what would be different if you were embracing failure as a way to achieve success. If you were failing more or failed more in 30 days than you had in the last year, but then you achieved more in the 30 days than you had in the last year. And you did so in a way that wasn't like super aggressive on your nervous system and super scary. I'm talking about in a sustainable way, in a pre-tested way, in a proven way, right? I want you to think what would be different if you had lower stress and lower pressure, so you can actually switch off when you go to bed at night and put the weight on your shoulders down. Like, really, like, how many of you listening just felt like a drop in your shoulders? Are your shoulders too high? Drop them and take a breath and imagine what it would be like to live from that place. I want you to think about what would be different if you made sustainable decisions, so that not only did you make the decisions, you followed through on those decisions, and you built the belief that you do what you say you will do when you say you will do it. I want you to think what would be different if you dropped the time story for good, so that you can stop trying to get really fucking organized and instead get really fucking proud, get really fucking connected, get really fucking certain in yourself, and really capable, really fucking certain of your capability. Sorry. What would be different? A lot would be different. So your brain might want to talk you out of creating change. It might want to talk you out of asking for help. It might want to talk you out of passing the baton and allowing yourself to take part in this sprint relay. And I just want you to connect for a minute to the version of you 30 days from now who said yes. What's she saying? What's different for her? What's she doing? What's she saying to you now? What does she want you to know? What's different when you become someone who optimizes your time, who knows how to get things done without burning out, without stress, without pressure, and who is kind to themselves on a regular basis, not only when they've achieved things that they said that they would achieve. So let us help you help yourself. Join the elite training room of Time Hackers. Solve your time problems once and for all and never say, I don't have time for this ever again. So listen, the only way to take part in the Time Hackers Sprint Relay is to join Time Hackers. It's a bonus for every single one of my clients. I do this a lot. I love giving more and more. And it's kicking off this Wednesday on May 17th. If you are listening to this podcast later, every single call is going to be recorded into the portal for you to watch on demand. If you are lucky enough to catch this before we even start, and remember, it's going to be 40 days. So even if you're catching this on May 25th, you can still join 30 days worth of calls, which I highly recommend. The sooner the better. Don't let your brain use that to stop you from joining today, because if you are lucky enough to catch this before we've even started, you get to come and do the whole process with a whole new group of time hackers who are all in it together, going through it together, being guided together, being handed the exact, like the gift of, it's kind of like, it's like a personal project. Like every single day you are going to be going through a different tool and getting your questions answered on that tool and getting coaching on that tool. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to achieve more in 30, 40 days than most people do in years, literally. So you get immediate access when you join Time Hackers and become a time hacker. So you can do that right now at VickyLouise.com. So www.VickyLouise.com/time-hackers. Hyphen is just like the subtract symbol. And by the way, as a bonus, if you join by May 17th, we are adding one-to-one coaching into Time Hackers. You're going to be gifted 3 one-to-one coaching sessions when you join by May 17th. If there's any issue with setting anything up, email team@VickyLouise.com. We've got you. We want you to jump in on this opportunity. That's why I'm recording this podcast on a Monday, so it can come out with you guys having 48 hours notice to get yourselves jumping on this once in a lifetime, never going to be done again opportunity. All right, my loves. So I will see you for the Time Hackers Sprint Relay. I will see you inside the Time Hackers dedicated community. I will see you inside the Time Hackers portal, where you have access to the entire process and the bite-sized videos on demand. I will see you on our weekly coaching calls, and I will see you on the one-to-one coaching roster, as well as so much more. Because if you've been here a while, I mean, if you've never seen what's included in Time Hackers, you're going to want to go to that page anyway. It's going to blow your mind. We literally provide everything that you would need to succeed, and that's not by coincidence. That's by design, because I want what's best for you. I'm in this work for a reason, and that's because I know the value of time, and I know the value of your time, and I just want to help you optimize it and live your life in a way where you are proud now every day, because you are using your time well and you are being kind to yourself in how you do so. All right, my loves, that's it from me. I can't wait to see you for the Time Hacker Sprint Relay kicking off May 17th. If you have any questions, email us at team@VickyLouise.com. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to become a time hacker, this is it. Go to VickyLouise.com/time-hackers. Read all about it. Read what my clients are saying on that page. And let's change your life. Let's go. All right. Bye, loves.